Hi, good people. I needed to keep my word. I said I was going to do the a brief talk on taking your daily meds, and I've been so busy today, and I'm now back in the U.S. So the time difference is kicking my, you know what? So I'm exhausted, but I needed to hold true to my word and talk to you about taking your daily meds. So, what are your meds? Folks may think it's psychotropic meds. Well, if you have those, yes, for sure, take them. For other folks, it's vitamins and, whatever they take. Good, all right. If that's your thing, take those too. But when I say take your daily meds, let me just kind of break it down to you what I'm talking about. I'm talking about M, that stands for music. Music is a vital. I always say music. Music is life. I know some of you probably saw the video I did on having to quarantine for 2 weeks in what I thought was uncomfortable conditions, with horrid food that I didn't eat for 2 weeks when I went to Korea. What did I survive on? Music. I played it every day, all day long, because you only had 1 hour of rec. You can go outside for 1 hour. I didn't have time to waste to put on clothes to go outside for 1 hour. And I kept saying, if I go outside for 1 hour, I may not come back in. So, so I survived on music. I suggested music triggers for us pleasant feelings. Well, providing you're listening to good music, okay? I'm not talking about heavy metal or gangster rap type stuff. I'm talking about a good dose of music, and again, I'm not talking about boring music. It whatever appeals to you. Then let me just put it that way. Whatever appeals to you, listen to it. If it makes you feel good, go ahead and listen to it. Music is life, right? So that's one M. The next M that I recommend is meditation. We all need time for quiet time. Huh? We all need time to just kind of focus and reflect. And that's what meditation can do for us. For some people, meditation is a chant. For some people, meditation involves prayer. For me, meditation is just silence oftentimes, or I listen to classical music or jazz to just kind of reconnect with me, to unplug from all that's going on the outside and reconnect with me. E. E is for exercise. There is we exercise is probably one of the best things we can do for ourselves. And yes, I know we all slack off from time to time. I Lord knows I am guilty of that, right? I can get in a groove and I'm really going good. 5:30, I'm up and I'm at the gym for spin class, things like that. And then something happens, whether you take a trip or whether you just get consumed at work and you fall off. But the good thing is you can always get back on track because the muscles remember. So they rebound really quickly. So exercise is important. The other E is education. It is important that we feed our brains, that we put don't bombard yourself with information, but that you expose yourself to learning. Learning is lifelong. We should be always wanting to learn something new, something different, some to stimulate the brain. It's very important. So the other E is education, and I don't want to take long and lament on all of these. So we got M, we got E. D is our diet. Again, another challenge, right? I'm one for carbs. I used to eat a lot of bread and stuff. I've changed that a bit, but a healthy diet is very important, and we know that now. If we didn't know it before, we know it now, right? A lot of people promoting plant-based diets. I know. I've seen folks, my niece and my nephew have been doing the keto diet. And so I'm even actually thinking about doing the keto diet, try and see what it does. So diet is important. Lots of water, lots of fruits and vegetables, and it doesn't mean that you can't eat some of the stuff that you enjoy if you like chocolate or I don't know. I I tend to eat probably a lot of spicy foods. I like spicy foods. So people have little preferences, but again, diet is important. The other D is deity. I think that as humans, we need to always connect to a higher source. We need to connect to something greater than us. For some people, they call that person God. For some people, it's Allah, it's the creator, whatever. But I think that finding ways to connect to that higher power is very important. It's a guidepost for us. And I know a lot of people say, well, I'm not into religion and things like that. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about or spirituality and or purpose. It's very important to know what's your purpose. Why are you here on earth? And I think that connection to that higher source is like a guide that can help you find your way, find meaning in life. Man's search for meaning, as we say. And the S stands for sleep. What I'm deprived of right now, sleep. But we know how important it is, right? By now we know how important it is. I used to think that I just needed 4 hours of sleep to go. 4 hours is good enough for me. But I've come to realize that getting more sleep is important. It really does help the brain feel more balanced and more settled. It makes the mood. We have better mood when we have more sleep. We're not as irritable. I know I'm not as irritable, and I now value having more sleep. I still don't get enough sleep. Don't get me wrong. I just think that for some people, they don't need as much. Some people say, I need 8 hours. Some people need more. Some people need less. But sleep is important. I connect sleep also with silence. You can be awake, but you don't have to plug every moment with conversation or noise of some sort. Silence is an effective form of communication, and so I think it's important sometimes to just be silent. Just be silent in this space. And I have an extra S, and that's spontaneity. I think that it's important that we are spontaneous. Yes, you have routines. Yes, you can make plans. But oh my gosh, the spontaneity give life that little oomph. You know what I mean? And we all need some spontaneity in our lives. It brings the excitement, it brings the shared joy, of whether it's being silly or it's just jumping on a road trip unanticipatedly, whatever. But we all need some spontaneity in our lives. And so that's your daily meds. It's the music and meditation, it's the exercise and education, it's the diet and or the deity. We're not restricted to anyone. It's whatever you feel you go with on a particular day. And it's the sleep, the silence, and the spontaneity. So that's your dose of meds for tomorrow because today is pretty much almost ended. So I gave it to you to start from June. We're now mid-year. So this I've given you that you can have and take it through the end of the year, starting June 1st. Have a great rest of the evening.